David Andrew Weeb, founder of Spark Infinity niche-based Facebook group. David, what is going on in Spark Infinity?
Spark Infinity has been growing pretty rapidly since January. We started with literally 4 or 5 members, now to well over 1,400 people, serving creatives and creators, poets, artists, visual artists, musicians, actors, actresses.
What should members of Spark Infinity be prepared for? What are the live shows about?
We like to interview people and get a sense of who they are, the kind of things they do, highlight them, and especially their amazingness, their personality, their superpowers, whatever makes them great. That's what we like to highlight in those conversations.
So how could members of Spark Infinity also benefit from Bump Global?
For one thing, there are so many amazing heart-centered founders of various niche-based Facebook groups that if you wanted to be interviewed, you could just put yourself in the middle of the storm and find all kinds of groups to be featured in and interviewed in all day long. And the other thing is, if they have the desire and the work ethic to build their own niche-based Facebook group and blow it up, that's another opportunity that's waiting for them. And I only see things growing from there.
Spark Infinity, hope you're having a great day. I wanted to share some more reflections with you today, but all the details you need to know about participation in Spark Infinity are below in the ticker tape you see. If you would like to be interviewed, if you'd like to be featured within our group, as you saw in the intro, all you've got to do is drop a me in the comments below. So I'm kind of getting a sense of fresh starts everywhere in my life. I mean, I just recently moved. That's always a fresh start in its own way. But when you move or when significant life events happen, don't always coincide with the seasons of life necessarily, but in this case, it really does seem to for me. And part of this whole fresh start process is thinking about goals, thinking about what things I would like to create and manifest that aren't the same things I chose before. That's what my coach challenged me to do. And it makes a lot of sense. I think sometimes dreams can grow stale, or we just forget to update them. Or maybe things manifested not necessarily in the way that we expected or hoped or planned, but the things we asked for did show up already. And so continuing to ask for the things that we previously were asking for may not be productive. So definitely rethinking goals, definitely rethinking what do I want? What do I want to create? What do I want to manifest? Thinking bigger than before. Thinking not about what I can accomplish in this lifetime. Thinking about what I can accomplish in 3 lifetimes, 4 lifetimes, 5 lifetimes, and setting goals that high is kind of where I've been at with that. So fresh start in that sense, fresh start in a new home. I would say fresh start in business as well. I'm not, I don't really think about it as business anymore. And that's part of what today's theme is really about. I now think of it as like a personal growth vehicle or opportunity to build my character or an opportunity to instill or create good habits. That's more and more what I've started thinking about. Some of my projects, really not expecting them to, didn't think they would, just jumped off a cliff into nothing. And it surprised me. And so some of those projects, I think I'm realizing more than ever, although this thought has certainly occurred to me more than once. Don't keep things in your life that you don't want to continue to attract. In other words, if you're doing projects that don't have resonance and you're unhappy about this fact, but you keep going just because you were told to persevere, because you think it's the right thing to do, because you promised something, you're exhibiting a lot of loyalty. And Derek Sivers, who's he's accomplished many things, including creating CD Baby or being a TED speaker and TED Talk speaker and things like that. One of these things he talks about is not being so loyal to so many different things. Loyalty only to the degree that it works for you. Loyalty only to the degree that you're still enjoying it. Loyalty to the degree that it's only fulfilling you. So is it doing those things? And if not, I'm growing much quicker to just dump those things because whether it's a blog post or a podcast series or a book or something else that I have been working on, whatever creative project I've been working on, if it falls off a cliff and nobody's interested and nobody wants to be a part of it, what's the point in offering continuity? Even though it, could strike me as weird, especially in the case where things were going pretty well but just fall off a cliff. Those are situations that catch me off guard, but I find myself moving quicker with this, just letting go of things that are like, yeah, I mean, I know I promised to do it and I was doing it and I meant every word of what I said when I first started it. But because it's now exhibiting absolutely no benefit or value for me, why keep it around? Yeah, and that's more and more the direction things are going in that sense. So, as some of you will know, I have been working on Indie Career Formula, and that's my new website. That's my new quote unquote business, as you will. I'm adding things, I'm doing things with it day by day, not like waiting several days or not waiting weeks or spending multiple weeks trying to get things updated. It's like, no, even if it's just baby steps, I'm taking them every day, and it's a difference in approach or mindset more than anything else. It's not a difference in, oh, I have 30 people subscribed, or I have 300 people subscribed, or I have 3,000 people subscribed. It's brand new. So I'm not expecting those kinds of results at this particular moment in time, but thinking in terms of my own schedule. And this has come up with a theme, controversial, I'm sure, among some people, but not throwing pearls to swine. I've given away so much stuff and so much free stuff and have put others before me in so many different capacities. And it's not that there's not going to be free stuff available. There is. And there is now, and there's going to continue to be free stuff available, but really not being in the business of giving so much away anymore. That's been a crucial realization throughout my life, and that's why I'm structuring the way I am structuring the things I'm creating right now, is so that I don't put myself into that kind of situation anymore. But Indie Career Formula is slowly but surely coming along because I'm spending a little bit of time every day looking at what needs to be created, what's next, and that's been tremendously fulfilling. I guess the weird part of it is I really had to conceive of or think about what it is that was going to motivate me and what mindset shift would allow me to get there. So here you go. This is Indie Career Formula. Nobody can join as of yet. It's not set up to accept new members, but you can see the framework. You can see the skeleton starting to go up. I've created a blog. I wrote a new blog post and published it the other day. This banner up the top where you can sign up for updates did not exist yesterday. I put that up today. Within the blog post itself, I also created this little banner at the bottom, and that did not exist yesterday, where people can sign up to receive updates concerning the blog. And this is just what's going on in the front end. There's so much more going on in the back end with indiecareerformula.com. So excited to get this rolling in so many different ways. But it really has become, again, as I was saying at the beginning, I'm not really thinking about it as a business anymore, as much as I'm thinking about it as a vehicle for growth, an opportunity to build good habits, an opportunity to build my character. And that has me thinking about, what am I going to create? What am I going to release on a regular schedule? What happens daily? What happens weekly? What happens every 2 weeks? What's something that happens every month? And it's not that something has to, it's not like an obligation. It doesn't have to happen every week. But what are the things that I would want to do? What things would help me build my character? And as I start to make decisions about this and moving fast in setting this up and setting up this new business and creating it, I, I'm far more aware than before. Previously, I was not aware when things would stop me. And it really is probably because I had finances or money or income motivation at the forefront that for whatever reason, came up against something and didn't want to proceed forward. Now I'm super aware of when that comes up, and it could just simply be, wow, this is taking so long. I really want to launch this today. And now I find myself able to notice that and set it aside and just go, this is part of building character. This is part of my personal growth process. It's having patience. And if it's going to take a while to change all the fonts on my website, so be it, right? Have patience. It's part of the process. Doesn't mean I'm not going to have administrators or virtual assistants down the line. Doesn't mean that at all. But for the time being, as I get this new thing set up, I want to be involved. I want to know how to do things. I want to know the process and the step-by-step of everything I can possibly do, so that when I'm passing it on, I'm really ready to pass it on to someone capable who can handle a lot of this. And to be fair, a lot of it is simple admin stuff. I'll come up against that with maybe writing a blog post even. It's like, well, what's the urgency in putting this together? But I saw an urgency in putting together the first blog post because I wanted to let my customers know, who are previously customers of Content Marketing Musician, know what's going on and know that they can still access the products that they purchased, just in a new location. Same thing with my partners who've helped me promote my website or helped me promote my business or products. Wanted to let them know, hey, there's a new login for affiliates. And by the way, also open to new joint venture style opportunities. So I saw an urgency to do it, and I made the post, and I sent out the emails pointing people to the post, and there you go. So that's very different than being strictly income motivated, strictly motivated by I have a financial need, which I wouldn't not say at this point in time for me personally I have a need, but I've been in that position before for sure. Or I'm even going through a financial crisis, which I'm not right now, but I've certainly been in that position before. My preference is to be where I'm at, which is to be in a position of being able to make decisions that I want to make, being able to live where I want to live, being able to buy the things that I want to buy, making the choices that I want to make for myself. More and more I find myself in that position, and I'm incredibly grateful for it, naturally. But I guess the question is, like, or maybe this resonates with you, maybe not, but the applicability of it is, what have you been motivated by? And are you noticing when you're getting stopped and what you're getting stopped by and why it's happening? And are you able to exit that cycle? Are you able to make a different choice? Or do you find yourself getting stopped by that and not even noticing why you're getting stopped by that? It could be that you need a switch in mindset, right? Maybe for some people, switching their mindset from personal growth to money would be better. For me, money is feeling as a motivator. That's why switching my mindset to my growth and my creative expansion has been serving me very well. And so that's it. That's the flip that I've experienced, and I'm excited about it. And maybe this will help you. Maybe you got something out of this. Look forward to hearing your thoughts on what motivates you. And do you notice when something stops you? And are you getting stopped, or are you not? Are you the kind of person that's like, I got everything worked out, I've never stopped by anything? That'd be super cool. Love to learn about that as well. So that's what I got for you today, Spark Infinity. Have yourself a fantastic time.